When it comes to CELPIP listening, you gotta take notes with a pen and paper in the traditional sense. So you don't have to type it and you don't get the option to type the notes. You have to literally write those down. The challenge is the listening plays fast and you have to catch up. But people think they need to write everything. And yes, if you do, it's better. But it's humanly impossible. You cannot write everything. Instead, you can take notes with short gists of the entire conversation, short clues, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. We have a part 6 listing right in front of us. We'll play that. We'll play a couple of minutes. Then I'll show you in 2 parts of this video how I took notes and how these notes help me remember everything. Without further ado, let's get started. And what I want you to do is take notes as well as you listen. So if you want to pause the video, do it, grab a pen and paper, and start taking notes. Let's see if you do it better than I did, or worse, or the same. Remember, the more you write down, the better, but there is a way to make it better even with a few words, and I'll show you in a minute. Let's get started with the listening.
Welcome to today's debate on a rather contemporary and intriguing subject: the ethics and implications of AI-driven surveillance systems in urban environments. Joining us are Dr. Laura Chen, an ethicist and researcher, and Mr. Robert Kowalski, a technology entrepreneur with deep experience in AI systems.
Thank you. The core of my argument against the widespread deployment of AI-driven surveillance lies in its profound implications for individual privacy and civil liberties. The increasing sophistication of AI technologies enables unprecedented levels of data collection and analysis, raising severe ethical concerns.
While I acknowledge the concerns, I must emphasize the myriad benefits that AI surveillance brings to societal safety and efficiency. AI systems can assist in crime prevention and offer invaluable insights into urban management by analyzing patterns and predicting potential issues before they occur.
Okay, so I have this picture on my screen where you can see my notes. Now, what you can see is there are some good things and one little problem that I had. First of all, when it starts, and pardon my bad writing, you can write in any way you want, just as long as you understand what you're saying. And you have to be fast, so it's okay to have grammar mistakes, doesn't matter. Just write down the gist of it. So we start by saying that it's a contemporary and a contentious debate. We start with that. That is very useless. I don't think there's going to be a question like, is AI a contemporary debate? But it's better to write everything because we don't know what questions might occur. Especially here, we had time. It was the first sentence. So if you're able to write extra info, write that down. Now, the main topic after this was AI in urban areas. But you don't have to say that whole thing, just AI urban, or as I've said in my notes, AI on urban. Okay, then the problem that I had was the names were so fast. I was not able to write the names down, and I wasn't able to write down their titles, their designations. But what I wrote down here is that the guy was a tech guy, and you can see a hyphen on top, which was for the lady. Couldn't really remember her name and couldn't remember her title. So just what I could put here, I put that, and showing you my raw attempt. Okay. Next, the lady starts talking about privacy. Now you can see I do a lot of these arrows and tick marks and crosses to help me guide myself according to what was said and to remember. So the lady says there are privacy concerns. It's a negative cross. Then the arrow tells me the flow of conversation. So after that, she says, while AI, if you expand that arrow up, ethics go down, arrow down. Okay, so that is an ethical problem. Now the guy comes back and talks about, well, there are lots of benefits. Tick mark there. There are safety issues can be prevented, and there's going to be more efficiency. So more safety, more efficiency. Tick mark next to those two. Crime, tick mark, and that means to me that crime rates will go down. Obviously, it's not like more crime. And then he talks about how urban management can become better. Tick mark, and predicting will become better. I could put a tick mark there too, but just the word predicting. I'm not typing or writing entire sentences. I'm just taking a few words, and that just by reading them, I'm getting the gist of it. And you want to get that practice done where you get the gist of everything because you cannot write everything down. So by looking at these words, I understand what was said because I'm also listening actively and using my words as clues, not as the only thing I rely on. Let's keep going.
Yet, the cost to personal freedoms must not be underestimated. Surveillance systems can perpetuate a sense of constant observation, leading to a chilling effect on freedom of expression and behavior modification. Moreover, there is a risk of misuse of such data by authorities or third parties, which can lead to discrimination and social stratification.
Misuse is a valid concern, but it is not an insurmountable problem. With robust regulatory frameworks and strict governance, the potential for data misuse can be minimized. Proper protocols and transparency are essential in ensuring these technologies are used ethically.
Even with regulatory frameworks, the sheer volume of data collected poses potential threats. The intrusive nature of surveillance does not merely affect those who commit crimes, but also those who are innocent, subjecting them to undue scrutiny and potentially erroneous interpretation of harmless behavior.
However, AI-driven systems can be refined to reduce false positives and negatives, improving accuracy in surveillance.
Okay, so you get the idea, and we'll keep going. There's going to be more notes, and it's a long recording. But the main purpose of this video is to give you an idea that's good enough to help you develop the skill. So here on the screen, you will see my next set of notes. And you can see here how the lady and guy becomes L and G later on down in the screenshot. And that's because it's lady, L, guy, G. Every few letters you save, you get the chance to write more stuff. The lady here in this part is talking about how it's a privacy concern, and that I put a cross there to remind myself. One thing while listening to this again was the word freedom. I would have loved to put that word in here, that freedom is restricted because there are privacy concerns, but I couldn't write that because of the speed of the audio. However, if a question about freedom comes up, I know that privacy is an issue, so freedom will be an issue too. Again, giving me clues. Now, she talked about how this may change behavior, and worse is that the government can intrude. So the government, GOV, just abbreviation, and then an unhappy face here, just to remind me that that's going to be a big problem. You can also draw a cross there, but that shows me that the government interference is a very bad thing, the way she emphasized it. So I want a little emotion there, which is why I sometimes draw smiley faces. Okay, the guy then says, yes, but we can manage. Now, here's something really important that you should understand is the value of you writing yes, but we can manage. If you just said, but we can manage, and a question comes up, what does the guy agree with the lady? At what point or in what conditions does the guy agree with the lady? And if you have this yes here, you know that he partially agrees with her on this point, but then he has his objection. And that shows the flow of conversation and the debate. Later you will see with the lady and guy before them, I'm saying but and but. Because with the next points, the way they had a rebuttal was they were saying but. They weren't even agreeing. So I know for sure if a question is asking me about disagreements, these would be the points they are disagreeing on. Okay, so going back to what the guy said in response, he was saying, yes, but we can manage if we have good tools and good protocols. That's it. And there was a long sentence with tools and protocols, but we don't need it. We just need a gist. And he then said, if we have that, it will actually help ethics. It will result in good ethics. And that's why I put ethics with an equal sign, showing me that good protocols and good tools will lead to better, even better ethics. Lady responds about threats. Just the word threats is enough to help me expand that was her belief. And then she says it doesn't only help it's not only bad for the criminals, for crimes, but also innocent people who are being put under surveillance. But you don't see that on my notes, right? And that's because the gist of it will tell me, okay, she's talking about how innocent and even criminals will be put under lots of surveillance and they will have no privacy. It's not written, but these are clues. You're supposed to write clues only and remember most of the information. Finally, the guy responds with, but, you know, it's okay because we can refine it. We can refine AI systems and make them better. And this conversation keeps going. If you want to get access to this listening test, and we have more than 10 of these on our interface, comment down below. I'll send you the link for our free interface. This is the only interface online that is free. It's not even a catch. We don't tell you, hey, do one mock test, we'll give you the next 10 at this cost. It is totally free, provided to you by HZad Education. So check it out. You can comment down below. I will give you the link for it. And guys, remember, listening note taking is really not about taking notes on everything. It's more to do with taking notes on clues and getting the idea. With that, you can expand when you actually look at the questions. You'll be able to relate and capture most of the information. I hope you like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll talk very soon. Take care.